Unsuccessful at ridding the world of war or pandemic, the United Nations is now attempting to rid it of gender. They won't succeed at this either. For the Colson Center, I'm John Stonestreet. This is Breakpoint. Created 75 years ago this October, the United Nations was hailed as the last best hope for peace, a moniker that proved neither true nor possible. Though, as I once heard a former Israeli Special Forces guy put it, no one monitors better than the UN. A recent tweet reveals how the organization's goal has now been expanded to include the ever-elusive equality. Help create a more equal world, said the tweet, by using gender-neutral language if you're unsure about someone's gender or are referring to a group. As part of the system-wide strategy on gender parity, UN employees are now being encouraged to speak and to write in ways that do not discriminate against a particular sex, social gender, or gender identity. Of course, some of the strategy's suggestions, such as using humanity instead of mankind or police officer instead of policeman, are fine. Others, a bit more difficult to understand, such as substituting representative for businessman, as if these words mean the same thing. But then there are those suggestions that can only be called linguistic nonsense, attempts at retrofitting established languages to an imaginary genderless world. Many European languages, such as Spanish and French, are very gendered. Every noun is either male, such as book or hat, or female, such as tables or coronavirus. All previous attempts, especially in France, to degender these languages have gone basically nowhere, not with everyday speakers or the official language's guardians. As one wag put it, attempts to degender the language of love only make French look like algebra. In the midst of a global pandemic that's killed a few 100,000 people, unleashed a global recession, and will likely exacerbate food shortages and political instability around the world, one might wonder how this has become a United Nations priority. Well, the secular impulse to recreate the world and the power of language to do just that is strong indeed. Those pushing for gender-neutral language aren't as concerned with linguistic sense or what now dead folks like Victor Hugo thought about life in the world as they are with ridding the world of gender differentiation. While, as the guidelines suggest, replacing the words boyfriend or girlfriend with the word partner might seem odd but harmless, using a term associated with business instead of gendered relationship words reveal a significant shift in worldview, one in which love, marriage, and family are understood as contractual obligations rather than moral or spiritual ones, and in which people love, marry, and mate and have children because it feels good, not because those things are goods in and of themselves. Individual languages are the products of a group's particular history and culture. The Inuit of Greenland will describe weather differently than an Amazonian tribe, but every language reflects certain universal realities. There isn't a known language without words for foot or hand or head, though some languages are not as gendered as others in the sense that not every object is assigned a gender or a gendered article. No language in the world is without words to describe any sexual differences whatsoever. Every language has words for male and female. Though gender roles differ from culture to culture, the underlying biological realities that make male and female remain the same. The scripture describes God's words as creating the universe ex nihilo, out of nothing. As his image bearers, our words also have incredible power to describe reality and even, in a sense, to create. But we don't create ex nihilo. Our words are confined within the world God created. Any worldview that denies that the world is a creation of God will also see reality as being more pliable than it actually is, and the world as a place we not only inhabit and steward, but control. In such a world, there are no words higher than ours, and so we hear folks at the UN talk and write as if they somehow can recreate the human person. They cannot. But then again, the UN was never the last best hope for peace either. For Breakpoint, I'm John Stonestreet.